When millionaire Marcus Wellington caught his black maid Zara studying late at night, he had no idea this moment would change everything. For 5 years, he barely noticed the woman who cleaned his house. But seeing her hunched over medical books at his kitchen table opened his eyes to a heartbreaking truth. Zara wasn't just studying for fun. She was desperately trying to save her 12-year-old brother who was dying from heart disease. Every night, after working 3 jobs, she studied to become a doctor. Her only hope to save the boy she loved more than life itself. What Marcus did next shocked Zara beyond belief. But the real surprise wasn't his generosity. It was a 25-year-old secret that connected their families in ways neither of them knew. But here's what will blow your mind. Why would a millionaire risk everything for his maid? And what buried truth from the past would transform 2 strangers into the family both desperately needed? Marcus Wellington rubbed his tired eyes and looked at the clock on his computer screen. 11:15 p.m. He had been working in his home office for 6 straight hours. Numbers and business. Reports filled his mind. His huge mansion felt quiet and empty. It always did. The 12 rooms echoed with silence. Marcus lived alone in a house big enough for 10 families. He stood up and stretched his back. His legs felt stiff from sitting too long. Maybe he should get some water from the kitchen before going to bed. Marcus walked down the long hallway. His expensive shoes made soft sounds on the marble floor. Pictures of his late wife Sarah hung on the walls. She had died 5 years ago. The house had felt cold ever since. As he got closer to the kitchen, Marcus heard something strange. A soft, rustling sound, like papers moving. Then he heard a quiet voice. Someone was in his kitchen. Marcus felt his heart beat faster. Did someone break into his house? He moved slowly and quietly toward the kitchen door. The sound came again. Papers, rustling, a pencil tapping on wood. Then he heard the voice. More clearly. It was a woman's voice. She was talking to herself. Come on, Zara. You can do this problem. Just think step by step. Marcus knew that voice. It was Zara Thompson, his housekeeper. But what was she doing here so late at night? Marcus peeked around the corner into the kitchen. What he saw made him stop breathing for a moment. Zara sat at his kitchen table. Books were spread everywhere. Math papers covered the wooden surface. A small desk lamp lit up her face in the dark room. Her dark hair was pulled back. In a messy ponytail, she wore an old sweater with holes in the sleeves. Her jeans had patches on the knees, but her eyes looked bright and focused. Zara held a pencil that was worn down to almost nothing. Her notebook looked old and beat up. Tape held some of the pages together, but she wrote in it carefully, like it was made of gold. Marcus watched her work on a math problem. The numbers looked very hard. College level, maybe even harder. Zara erased her work and started over. Then she erased it again. This has to be right, she whispered to herself. I need to understand this. Marcus saw tears in her eyes. Not sad tears, but frustrated tears, like when you want something so badly, but it feels just out of reach. Zara picked up a thick textbook. The cover said Human Biology in big letters. She flipped through pages covered with pictures of the human body. Hearts, lungs, bones. She took notes in tiny, neat handwriting. Marcus had never really looked at Zara before. Not really looked. She came to his house every morning at 7. She cleaned his rooms, made his meals, and washed his clothes. She worked quietly and never bothered him. He paid her $200 a week. It wasn't very much money for someone who worked so hard. But Marcus had never thought about it before. Zara never complained. She just did her job and went home. Now, Marcus saw something different. Zara wasn't just his maid. She was a real person with dreams and hopes. She was studying these hard books for a reason. Marcus watched her for 10 more minutes. She solved math problems that looked impossible. She read about science and medicine. She took notes like she was preparing for something important. When Zara finally looked at the clock, her eyes grew wide. "Oh no, it's almost midnight," she said quietly. "I have to get up at 5 tomorrow." She started putting her books away. Her movements looked tired but careful. She treated each book like it was precious. She put her pencil in a small plastic bag with 3 other tiny pencils. Marcus realized he should go back to his office. He didn't want Zara to know he had been watching her. But his feet wouldn't move. He had so many questions. Why was Zara studying so late at night? What were all those medical books for? How long had she been doing this? And why did she look so determined, even when she was exhausted? Zara turned off the little lamp and gathered her things. She moved quietly toward the back door, where she always left each evening. Marcus quickly walked back to his office. His mind raced with thoughts he had never had before. For 5 years, Zara had worked in his house, but he had never really seen her until tonight. He sat in his leather chair and stared out the window. Sleep felt impossible now. All he could think about was Zara's tired eyes and her worn-out books. All he could think about was the determination in her voice when she said, "I can do this problem." Marcus had built a successful business by noticing things other people missed. Tonight, he had noticed something that would change everything. The next morning, Marcus made a decision that would shock them both. But first, he needed to learn Zara's secret. And what he would discover would be bigger than anything he could imagine. Marcus barely slept that night. Every time he closed his eyes, he saw Zara's face in the lamplight. He saw her worn pencil and taped-together notebook. He heard her whisper, "I can do this." At 6 in the morning, Marcus gave up trying to sleep. He made coffee and sat by his kitchen window. He wanted to see Zara when she arrived for work. At exactly 7 o'clock, Zara's old car pulled into his driveway. The car made loud noises and had rust spots on the doors, but it got her to work every day. Marcus watched Zara walk to his back door. She moved slowly, like every step was hard work. Her shoulders looked tired. Her eyes had dark circles under them. She had probably gotten only 4 hours of sleep, maybe less. Marcus felt something twist in his stomach. Guilt, maybe. He had never thought about how tired Zara must be. She worked for him all day, then went to other jobs, then studied all night. When had he stopped seeing the people who worked for him as real people with real problems? Zara came into the kitchen and started making breakfast. She moved quietly, like always. But today, Marcus noticed how she winced when she bent over, how she rubbed her back when she thought no one was looking. "Good morning, Zara," Marcus said. Zara jumped a little. "Oh, good morning, Mr. Wellington. I didn't know you were awake so early." I couldn't sleep, Marcus said. Can we talk for a minute? The color drained from Zara's face. Her hands started shaking. Did I do something wrong? I cleaned everything. Yesterday. I can redo anything that… No, Marcus said quickly. You didn't do anything wrong. You do great work. I just want to ask you something. Zara looked scared. In 5 years, they had never really talked. Marcus usually just left notes about what he wanted done. Sometimes they said good morning or good night. That was all. Can we sit down? Marcus asked. Zara looked confused, but she sat at the kitchen table, the same table where she had been studying just hours before. Marcus sat across from her. It felt strange. He had eaten at this table alone for 5 years. Now, with Zara sitting there, it felt like a real kitchen instead of just another empty room. I saw you here last night, Marcus said gently, around 11:30. Zara's eyes filled with tears. She looked down at her hands. I'm so sorry, Mr. Wellington. I know. I should only be here during work hours. I'll never do it again. Please don't fire me. Zara, stop, Marcus said. I'm not angry. I'm not going to fire you. I just want to understand why you were studying so late. Zara wiped her eyes with her sleeve. She looked up at Marcus like she couldn't believe what she was hearing. You want to know why I was studying? She asked. Yes. Those looked like very hard books, medical books. Zara was quiet for a long moment. She seemed to be deciding whether to trust him with the truth. Finally, she took a deep breath. I want to be a doctor, she whispered. Marcus felt his heart skip. A doctor? I know it sounds crazy, Zara said quickly. A maid who wants to be a doctor. But I have a good reason. Zara's voice got softer. My little brother Jamal is very sick. He has a bad heart. The doctors say he needs surgery soon or he'll die. Marcus felt like someone had punched him in the stomach. How old is your brother? 12, Zara said. He's the sweetest boy in the world. He never complains, even when his chest hurts. He just smiles and says he's fine. Tears ran down Zara's cheeks now. The surgery costs $50,000. Our insurance won't pay for it. They say it's too expensive. Marcus did quick math in his head. $50,000 was what he spent on his car. Payments in a year. It was nothing to him. But for Zara, it might as well be $1 million. I work 3 jobs, Zara continued. Here, at Rosa's restaurant downtown, and at the corner market on weekends. I make about $800 a month total. $800 a month. Marcus spent more than that on dinner parties. Even if I saved every penny, it would take me years to get $50,000, Zara said. Jamal doesn't have years. So you're studying to become a doctor? Marcus asked. Zara nodded. If I can't save Jamal's life with money, maybe I can save it with knowledge, and maybe I can help other kids like him too. Marcus felt amazed. How long have you been studying? 4 years, Zara said. I finished high school online while working. Now I take college classes on my computer, pre-med courses, biology, chemistry, physics, math. When do you study? After my 3rd job ends, usually from 10 at night until 2 in the morning. Sometimes later if I don't understand something. Marcus could barely believe what he was hearing. Zara worked 15 hours a day, then studied for 4 more hours every single day. for 4 years. "Can I see your grades?" Marcus asked. Zara looked surprised. "My grades?" "Yes, I want to see how you're doing in school." Zara went to her purse and pulled out her phone. She showed Marcus her online transcript. Every single grade was an A. Biology, A. Chemistry, A. Physics, A. Advanced mathematics, A. Perfect grades while working 3 jobs and sleeping 4 hours a night. "Zara," Marcus said slowly, "you're brilliant." For the first time since he'd known her, Zara smiled. Really smiled. "Learning makes me happy. Even when I'm so tired I can barely think." "Tell me about your family," Marcus said. "It's just me, Jamal, and our grandmother, Nana Ruth. She raised us after our parents died in a car accident when I was 16. Zara pulled out her phone again and showed Marcus pictures. Jamal was a skinny boy with huge brown eyes and a bright smile. But Marcus could see the gray color in his skin, the tired look. That meant his heart wasn't working right. "The doctors say he has maybe 6 months, Zara whispered. "Maybe less if he gets worse." Marcus felt his own heart breaking. This brave woman was fighting to save her brother's life. She was working herself to death, trying to become a doctor fast enough to help him. "Where do you live?" Marcus asked. "In an apartment downtown. It's small, but we make it work. Nana Ruth sleeps in the living room, so Jamal and I can have the bedroom." Marcus knew those apartments. They were in the poorest part of the city. Probably not safe. Definitely not comfortable. "Zara," Marcus said, "what you're doing is incredible. You're the strongest person I've ever met." Zara looked confused. "I'm not strong. I'm just scared. Scared of losing Jamal." "That's what makes you strong," Marcus said. "You're scared, but you keep fighting anyway." Marcus stood up. His mind was racing with ideas, plans, ways to help. "I need to make some phone calls," he said. "Can you take the day off tomorrow?" "Take the day off?" Zara looked worried. "I can't afford to miss work, and Rosa needs me at the restaurant. I'll pay you for the day," Marcus said, "and I'll call Rosa. Tell her it's important." "But why?" Zara asked. Marcus looked at her with determination in his eyes. "Because everything is about to change, Zara. For you and for Jamal." "What do you mean?" Marcus smiled. "You'll see tomorrow. But I promise you this. Your brother is going to be okay. And your dream of being a doctor? It's going to come true sooner than you think." Zara stared at him like he was speaking a foreign language. "I don't understand." "You will," Marcus said. "Trust me." As Zara gathered her cleaning supplies, she kept looking at Marcus with confused hope in her eyes. She had no idea that her life was about to change forever. And she had no idea that Marcus's life was about to change just as much. Marcus couldn't think about anything else for the rest of the day. While Zara cleaned his house, he watched her work. She moved slowly because she was so tired, but she never complained. She never asked for help. Every time Marcus looked at her, he thought about 12-year-old Jamal, a little boy with a broken heart who might die in 6 months. A little boy whose sister was killing herself, trying to save him. That evening, Marcus sat in his office and made phone calls. Important phone calls that would change everything. First, he called his lawyer, David Chen. "David, I need you to find something for me," Marcus said. "Find the best heart surgeon for children in the country. I don't care how much it costs." David sounded confused. Marcus, are you sick? Is something wrong with your heart? It's not for me, Marcus said. Just find the best doctor. The very best. Okay, David said slowly. But can you tell me what this is about? Not yet, Marcus said, but I will soon. Just trust me. The next morning, David called back with news. I found her, David said. Dr. Sarah Martinez at Children's Hospital. She's saved more kids with heart problems than anyone in the world. But Marcus, her surgeries are very expensive. How expensive? Marcus asked. $75,000, plus hospital costs. Maybe $100,000 total. Marcus didn't even hesitate. Book it, as soon as possible. Book what? For who? I'll explain later. Just make it happen. But Marcus wasn't done. He had bigger plans than just paying for surgery. His next call was to Professor James Wilson at the medical school downtown. Professor Wilson owed Marcus a big favor. Marcus had given millions of dollars to the school over the years. James, remember when you said you'd do anything for me? Marcus asked. Of course, Professor Wilson said. Your donations built our new research lab. What do you need? Marcus explained about Zara, her perfect grades while working 3 jobs, her dream of becoming a doctor, her family situation. I want her in your medical school, Marcus said. Full scholarship. Everything paid for. Professor Wilson was quiet for a long moment. Marcus, medical school is incredibly hard to get into. We have thousands of applications every year, even with perfect grades. Look at her transcript, Marcus interrupted. Interview her. You'll see what I see. What do you see? Someone who will be an amazing doctor. Someone who studies 4 hours a night after working 15 hours a day. Someone who never gives up. Professor Wilson sighed. Send me her information. I'll take a look. 3 days later, Professor Wilson called back. His voice sounded excited. Marcus, you were right. This young woman is incredible. Her grades are perfect. But more than that, her essay about why she wants to be a doctor made me cry. So she's in? Marcus asked. She's in. Full scholarship. We want her to start in September. Marcus smiled so big his face hurt. His plan was working perfectly. The next morning, Marcus asked Zara to sit with him in his living room. She looked nervous and confused. Is everything okay? Zara asked. You've been acting strange for days. Marcus took a deep breath. Zara, I have some news for you. Very good news. Zara's eyes got wide. What kind of news? I've scheduled Jamal's heart surgery, Marcus said quietly. Zara's mouth fell open. No words came out. Dr. Sarah Martinez at Children's Hospital will do the operation, Marcus continued. She's the best heart surgeon in the country. Everything is paid for. Zara started shaking. What did you say? Jamal's surgery is scheduled for next week. The doctor, the hospital, everything. It's all taken care of. Tears poured down Zara's face. I don't understand. How? Why? Because you're a good person, Zara. Because you work harder than anyone I know. Because your brother deserves a chance to live. Zara put her hands over her face and sobbed. This is too much. I can't accept this. It's too much money. There's more, Marcus said gently. Zara looked up at him through her tears. More? What do you mean more? Marcus smiled. You've been accepted to medical school. Full scholarship. You start in September. Zara stared at Marcus like he had grown 2 heads. She opened her mouth, but no sound came. Out. The medical school. Downtown, Marcus explained. Everything paid for. Books, classes, everything. You're going to be a doctor, Zara. This is impossible, Zara whispered. Things like this don't happen to people like me. They do now, Marcus said. Good things happen to good people. Zara stood up and started pacing around the room. I don't understand any of this. Why would you do this for me? I'm just your maid. Marcus felt sad that she called herself just his maid. You're not just anything, Zara. You're one of the strongest, smartest people I've ever met. But the money, Zara said. This must cost so much money. Marcus shrugged. I have more money than I could spend in 10 lifetimes. What good is money if you don't use it to help people? Zara sat back down. She looked at Marcus like she was seeing him for the first time. I worked for you for 5 years, she said. You barely looked at me. You barely talked to me. Why now? Why are you helping me now? Marcus thought about how to answer. The truth was complicated. He had been lonely and selfish for so long. Seeing Zara's courage and love for her family had woken something up inside him. Because I finally saw you, Marcus said. Really saw you. And I realized that helping you makes me happier than anything I've done in years. Zara started crying again, but these were happy tears. How can I ever thank you? She asked. Just become the best doctor you can be, Marcus said. Save lots of kids like Jamal. That's all. The thanks I need. Zara jumped up and hugged Marcus. She had never hugged him before, but it felt right. Like family. You don't know what this means to me, Zara said. To my family. I think I do, Marcus said. And Zara, your family is about to get even more good news. Zara pulled back and looked at him. What do you mean? Marcus smiled mysteriously. You'll see. But first, let's focus on getting Jamal healthy. Zara wiped her eyes and smiled the biggest smile Marcus had ever seen. She had no idea that Marcus's biggest surprise was still coming. A surprise that would change not just her life, but the meaning of family itself. Surgery day came faster than anyone expected. Marcus picked up Zara, Jamal, and Nana Ruth in his car early in the morning. The big black car felt full of hope and worry at the same time. Jamal sat in the back seat next to his grandmother. He looked so small and thin, but his eyes were bright and brave. I'm not scared, Jamal told everyone. Zara taught me that brave people still feel scared. They just don't let the fear stop them. Zara reached back and held her little brother's hand. That's right, baby. The doctor is going to fix your heart. Then you can run and play like all the other kids. Marcus watched them in his mirror. He had never seen love like this before. Zara would do anything for Jamal, and Jamal trusted his sister completely. Nana Ruth sat quietly, but Marcus could see her lips moving. She was praying. At the hospital, nurses helped Jamal into a small bed with wheels. He looked even tinier in the big hospital gown. Dr. Martinez came to talk to the family. She was a small woman with kind eyes and steady hands. This is a serious surgery, Dr. Martinez explained, but Jamal is stronger than he looks. His spirit is very strong. I believe everything will go well. How long will it take? Zara asked. About 6 hours, the doctor said. Maybe longer. I'll come talk to you as soon as I'm done. Jamal looked up at his sister. Will you be here when I wake up? I'll be right here, Zara promised. I'm not going anywhere. What about you, Mr. Marcus? Jamal asked. Will you stay too? Marcus felt his throat get tight. If you want me to, I'll stay. I want you to, Jamal said with a smile. You're part of our family now. The nurses took Jamal away to the operating room. Zara, Nana Ruth, and Marcus sat in the waiting room. The next 6 hours felt like 6 years. Marcus bought coffee and sandwiches, but nobody could eat much. Zara paced back and forth. Sometimes she sat and held Nana Ruth's hand. Tell me about yourself, Mr. Marcus, Nana Ruth said after a while. What's your family like? Marcus felt sad. I don't have much family. My wife Sarah died 5 years ago. We never had children. That must be very lonely, Nana Ruth said with gentle eyes. It is, Marcus admitted. This big house, all that. Money, but nobody to share it with. Nana Ruth patted his hand. Family isn't just about blood, you know. Family is about people who care for each other. Marcus thought about this. In the past week, he had cared more about Zara's family than he had cared about anything in years. What about you? Marcus asked Nana Ruth. Tell me about your life. Nana Ruth's eyes lit up. I was a teacher for 40 years, taught hundreds of children how to read and write. That's amazing, Marcus said. Teaching is the most important job in the world, Nana Ruth said. You plant seeds in young minds. Those seeds grow forever. Marcus realized something. He had spent his whole life making money. But Nana Ruth had spent her life making a difference in people's lives. I wish I had done more important work, Marcus said quietly. It's never too late to start, Nana Ruth said with a wise smile. Hours passed slowly. Zara couldn't sit still. She walked up and down the hallway. Marcus walked with her sometimes. They didn't talk much, but being together helped. Finally, Dr. Martinez came out of the operating room. She was smiling. The surgery went perfectly, she announced. Jamal's heart is strong now. He should live a completely normal life. Zara collapsed into a chair and cried with joy. Nana Ruth clapped her hands and thanked God out loud. Marcus felt tears in his own eyes. Can we see him? Zara asked. He's sleeping now, Dr. Martinez said, but you can visit him in a few minutes. When they saw Jamal in the recovery room, he looked peaceful. Tubes and wires were attached to him, but his face had color for the first time in months. Did the doctor fix me? Jamal asked in a sleepy voice. Yes, baby, Zara said, kissing his forehead. You're going to be perfect. Jamal looked at Marcus. Thank you for saving my life. Marcus couldn't speak for a moment. How do you feel? Different, Jamal said. Like there's more room inside my chest. Like I can breathe all the way down to my toes. Dr. Martinez explained that Jamal would stay in the hospital for 1 week. Then he could go home and start getting stronger every day. Over the next week, Marcus visited the hospital every single day. He brought games for Jamal. He brought flowers for Nana Ruth. He brought coffee for Zara. Marcus realized he had never felt this useful before. His money had finally done something truly important. On the day Jamal came home from the hospital, Marcus helped them move to a better apartment. It had 2 real bedrooms and a kitchen with windows. You don't have to do this, Zara said, as Marcus paid the first year of rent. "I want to," Marcus said. "You need a good place to study for medical school." Jamal ran around the new apartment, laughing and playing. His cheeks were pink. His eyes were bright. He looked like a normal, healthy 12-year-old boy. "Look at me," Jamal called out. "I can run without getting tired." Watching Jamal play, Marcus felt something he had never experienced before. Pure happiness. That came from helping someone else. But Marcus had been keeping one big secret from Zara and her family. A secret that would explain why he had been so eager to help them. When Zara learned the truth, it would change everything she thought she knew about Marcus. And it would change what family meant to all of them. 2 months passed like a wonderful dream. Jamal grew stronger every single day. His cheeks turned bright pink with health. He could run and play without getting tired. He laughed so loud that everyone in the neighborhood could hear his joy. Zara started medical school in September. She loved every minute of it. Her teachers said she was the smartest student they had ever seen. Other students asked her for help with their homework. Marcus visited their family twice a week now. He brought groceries and helped Jamal with his schoolwork. He listened to Zara talk about her classes with excitement shining in her eyes. They felt like a real family. One quiet evening in November, Marcus sat with Nana Ruth in the living room. Zara was studying at the kitchen table. Jamal was sleeping peacefully in his bed. "I need to tell you something very important," Marcus said quietly to Nana Ruth. Nana Ruth looked at him with her wise, gentle eyes. "What is it, son?" Marcus's hands were shaking a little. "I haven't been completely honest about why I helped your family." "What do you mean?" Nana Ruth asked with concern. Marcus pulled out an old photograph from his wallet. The picture showed a young black woman. Wearing a white nurse uniform, she had Zara's same beautiful smile and kind eyes. "This is Nurse Linda Thompson," Marcus said softly. "She worked at City Hospital 25 years ago." Nana Ruth stared at the photo. Her hand slowly covered her mouth. "Linda was my daughter's name," she whispered. "That's Zara's mother." Marcus nodded with tears in his eyes. "Linda saved my life when I had a heart attack. I was only 35 years old. The doctors said I would probably die." Marcus's voice got soft with memory. "Linda worked extra shifts just to watch over me. She held my hand when I was scared. She never gave up hope, even when everyone else did." "That sounds exactly like my Linda," Nana Ruth said, with tears starting in her eyes. "Your daughter was an angel," Marcus continued. "She kept telling me, 'You're going to be fine, Mr. Wellington. You have too much life left to live.'" Marcus wiped his eyes. "After 6 weeks, I got completely better. I wanted to thank Linda properly. I went back to the hospital with flowers and $10,000. Marcus paused, his voice breaking. But Linda was gone. She had died in a car accident with her husband. It happened just 3 days after I left the hospital. Nana Ruth started crying. She died on a rainy Tuesday night. The roads were so slippery. "The nurses told me Linda had 2 small children," Marcus said, "but nobody knew where they went. I hired people to search for them for years and years. We moved far away to live with my sister," Nana Ruth explained. "We were so scared and sad. We didn't know what else to do. When I heard Zara's last name was Thompson, I started wondering," Marcus said. "When I saw her studying so hard to help her sick brother, my heart knew the truth. You knew she was Linda's daughter? Zara has Linda's gentle hands, the same caring voice when someone is hurt, the same brave heart that never gives up. Nana Ruth held the photo close to her chest. Linda would be so proud of what Zara has become. I helped Zara because her mother saved my life, Marcus explained, but now I love this family like my own. Just then, Zara looked up from her medical books. She saw Marcus and Nana Ruth crying while looking at an old photograph. "What's wrong?" Zara asked with worry in her voice. She quickly walked over to them. Nana Ruth looked at Marcus. He nodded that it was time. "Sit down, baby," Nana Ruth said gently. "There's something you need to know about your mama." Zara sat down between them. Nana Ruth handed her the old photograph. Zara stared at the picture with wide eyes. "This is Mama," she said softly. "But where did you get this?" Marcus and Nana Ruth told Zara everything about his heart attack 25 years ago, about how Linda worked day and night to save his life, about how he had searched everywhere to find Linda's children. Zara listened without saying a single word. She kept looking at the photo of her mother, then at Marcus, then back at the photo again. "Mama saved your life?" Zara asked in amazement. "She did," Marcus said. "Your mother was the kindest person I ever met, just like you are." Zara was quiet for a very long time. When she finally spoke, her voice was full of wonder. "You didn't help us because you felt sorry for us," she said slowly. "No," Marcus said. "I helped you because your mother gave me a second chance to live. Now I wanted to give you and Jamal the same chance." Zara hugged Marcus as tight as she could. "Mama would have loved you so much." "I wish I could have met her again," Marcus said, "but helping you feels like I'm honoring her memory." Marcus took a deep breath. He had one more surprise to share. "There's something else I want to ask you," he said nervously. Zara and Nana Ruth looked at him with curious eyes. Marcus pulled out a stack of legal papers from his briefcase. "I want to adopt you and Jamal as my legal children." Zara's mouth fell open. "Adopt us?" "I'm 62 years old," Marcus said. "I never had children of my own, but you and Jamal have become the most important people in my whole life." "But we're not related by blood," Zara said in confusion. "Family isn't about blood," Marcus said, remembering Nana Ruth's wise words. "Family is about people who love each other and take care of each other." Nana Ruth clapped her hands together with joy. "Linda would absolutely love this idea." "You would keep the Thompson name," Marcus explained quickly, "but you would also be Zara Wellington and Jamal Wellington, my daughter and son, my family." Zara couldn't find any words. She looked toward Jamal's bedroom, then at Nana Ruth, then back at Marcus. "Everything I own would belong to you someday," Marcus continued. "But more important than money, you would have a father who loves you with all his heart." Tears poured down Zara's face. "Yes," she whispered. "Yes, we would love to be your real family." They all hugged each other and cried the happiest tears of their lives. Marcus had finally found what all his money could never buy: a loving family who cared about him for who he was inside. Zara had found what she never expected to have: father who believed in her dreams and helped make them come true. 6 years later, Dr. Zara Thompson Wellington graduated at the very top of her medical school class. Marcus, 18-year-old Jamal, and Nana Ruth, sat in the front row cheering louder than anyone else in the whole building. Dr. Zara opened a free medical clinic for poor children whose families couldn't afford doctors. She helped hundreds of kids just like Jamal used to be. Marcus worked alongside her every single day, not as her old boss, but as her proud and loving father. The rich man who caught his maid studying late at night didn't just change her life forever. She changed his life just as much. Sometimes the people we think we're helping end up being the ones who save us. And sometimes, one simple act of kindness creates a family that will last for all time. What an incredible journey we just shared together. Marcus and Zara's story shows us that kindness can change everything. Sometimes helping someone else helps us find what we've been missing all along. Now I want to hear from you. Tell me in the comments, where are you listening from? Are you in New York, London, Mumbai, or somewhere else around the world? I love connecting with our amazing community. If this story touched your heart like it touched mine, please hit that like button right now. Your support helps us share more stories of kindness and hope with people everywhere. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel. When you subscribe, you join a family of people who believe in spreading love and kindness. We share new inspiring stories every week that will warm your heart and brighten your day. Before you go, click on the video appearing on your screen right now. It's another amazing story that will inspire you just as much as this one did. Thank you for being part of our kindness community. Keep spreading love wherever you go. See you in the next story.